Hey guys, I'm Taylor, and hopefully you knew that if you're watching this on Facebook, because that means we're Facebook friends. But if you don't, that's cool. It's great to meet you. So this is a story about how I came to know Christ in my life, and so I'm just going to start by telling you a little bit about myself. I grew up in a really loving family with the best parents I could have ever asked for. I have two sisters, an older sister and a younger sister. My parents both attended church a lot when they were growing up, and my dad actually went to a Christian school until he was in eighth grade. So they kind of said from the start that they didn't want to push religion on us, though, because a lot of time for parents that backfired. Nonetheless, I vividly remember being like 6 years old and going up to the pastor with my mom. She took me up there and she said, "Taylor, tell him what you want to be when you grow up." And the answer was that I wanted to be a pastor, which is cute, right? Except I had one small problem. As I grew up, we kept attending church, but as a high schooler, I could not have told you why Jesus died on the cross. Like, how do you miss that? We went to church a few times a year. We called ourselves Christians. I knew about Jesus. I knew stories from the Old Testament, the New Testament, but I could not have told you why Jesus died on the cross. Um, Despite that, I really did love church, and I had friends there. We all got confirmed together, but I still just wasn't getting it. I figured that if I did all of those things, then I would go to heaven, which is what I wanted. So, flash forward, I started my senior year of high school, and it was turning out to be the best year of my life. My sports were going really well. I knew I was going to be joining my older sister at UW lacrosse the next fall. I had the best friends in the world. We always had so much fun together. I had it all. And all the things I'd wanted in my life, I had it. And it was perfect. Um, so, anyway, you can imagine my surprise when my sister Brooke came home from college one weekend and she had this little blue book and it's called a KGP and it's Knowing God Personally. And she brought it to our dinner table. And if you want to know the background of that story, you should watch her video because it's actually really cool. But she told us that we could go through it if we wanted. And to be honest with you, I was so offended. I was like, who is this girl who, like, in my eyes, hadn't been living a Christian lifestyle? And she was coming into my house, well, her house too, and telling me what I had to do to be a Christian. I wasn't committing any major sin, and I was the girl that wanted to be a pastor when I was growing up, and she was telling me how I was supposed to live? No. But, nonetheless, the message got through to me, whether it was because I couldn't not do something that she was doing, because literally did everything she did when we were growing up, everything, or if I knew it was right, or if it was just by the grace of God, or if it was just one more thing that I thought, like, hey, maybe I should do this if I want to go to heaven. Um, it went through, and in the back of the book, there's a prayer that you can pray to accept Christ. And I walked into a room of our house by myself, and I went through it, read it, prayed the prayer. And after I closed it, these fireworks went off, and angels were singing. Just kidding. I didn't initially feel any different. Like I said, I wasn't committing any major sins at all, and I had sort of pieced together that Jesus died for us, and then I just left it alone. Uh, that summer, I knew I could go crazy and go out and party with my friends, and because I didn't have sports anymore, and it wasn't exactly fulfilling like I thought it was going to be. And then I came to UWL last fall, and same thing. I thought I was gonna be able to carry on those things and like go out with people, and it didn't really happen that way. And I was just attributing it to the fact that I wasn't with my best friends anymore, so that's why it wasn't as fun. Um, but Brooke ended up convincing me to go to Cru, and I met some really awesome people at school here. And I went to the track, like the track and field team Bible study, and then things just started to come together. I realized that Jesus was sent for me. He died for me. And the least that I could do was start living for him a little more each day. I was still struggling, though, with what I believed in and what I didn't believe in when fall retreat came around. And that's like a conference put on by Cru. And I made a couple of friends go with me, and I met some people there. And those people are honestly probably going to be my lifelong friends, because it is by the grace of God that I met people that were sharing the same struggles, relationships, friendships, drinking, partying, all of that stuff, they all shared with me. And we became so close that weekend, and they're still my friends today, and I really think we're going to be friends forever. Not a joke. Um, but now, so am I really different now? I'd say on the inside, yes. At least I'm trying to be. I would say that I'm more careful about the choices I make because before, things that I didn't really know if they were sin, now I do know. So I'm thinking about it more. It's more of a conscious effort. The biggest difference is that I'm entrusting my life to Him, parts of it that I didn't do before, and I'm working on it more and more every day. I'm not perfect, and I don't think that any Christian by any means would consider themselves perfect. But I'm trying to get better, and I slip into sin every once in a while, and I am pretty sure though that that would happen a lot more if I wasn't putting my hope into Him. And my goals have shifted. I've stopped trying to look perfect in everyone's minds and be perfect and stop worrying about other people and figuring out that life is more than worrying about who you're friends with and how perfect you look to everyone else because the best friend you've had all along has always thought you were perfect. Um, yeah, so that's my story up till now, and it's continuing every day. And I would encourage you guys, like, if you have any questions, if you agree, disagree, or anything, just either shoot me a text or comment on this or email me or anything. I'm open to anything. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this.